So we have Mette.M.Bølstad. Thank you. I would love to know a bit about the research process for this. How many real people did you talk to and base some of the characters on that? And
I talked to, research is such a big part of this. I talked to lots of people. I think it's more about position in a way. So I started out trying to figure out where they were going to work. That was the main job in the beginning. There is a couple of them based on real people or who are historical characters, but the rest of them are fictional. So it was more finding out where can I place characters at that age, because they're young, so that they're going to be able to tell the story of what really happened at the time, but not doing political corridors in Oslo, but actually setting it Stavanger. So that was important. In terms of the main character, who's a secretary, then I talked a lot to my mother, who was a secretary. That's why I wanted to do that. So, and she was also teaching the actress to do shorthand and to write on the old typewriter. So that was
very
a nice
authentic.
Yes.
And it's interesting that one of the characters is this American guy from Phillips Petroleum.
Yeah.
Why did you want him in the mix of the Norwegians?
Because I think that, well, I was thinking I wanted to have this sort of immigration as part of it, not to have a completely Norwegian story. But I think also we think of the oil story as very Norwegian, but it's actually it's a very American story. It's like a big American, or not that big, but big American companies, international companies coming to Norway at a time where we have no money. And they doing us such a huge favor. You could almost look at it like foreign aid in a way that we do in other countries now. So I thought that was a good way to tell a story from that point of view, because everything happens at Ekofisk, and that's definitely Phillips Petroleum. It's not Statoil, it's not Norwegian oil companies. In the beginning, we invested no money in the beginning, nothing. We were not allowed. So that was one of those big moments. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. I know where to start. Yeah.
I mean, you've just mentioned some there, but I think even though it is such a Norwegian story, with some of it, it's so universal that this sort of idea of what happens to a society. So, what do you think international audiences will take from it? They'll get it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. It's very much a Klondike Town story. And also we wanted to tell a story about Western society and how it's grown, how it's become so rich over the last, 50 years. So to put that in a small village where everything happens so much faster, then you actually have the time and the possibility to see the development, as opposed to something that just happens. We could look at the building blocks and how does it happen, and how do you, it's like a game of Monopoly. You invest early and you grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So Stavanger was a very good place to show that. So I think that's totally recognizable in any boom industry, in any boom town all over the world. So yeah, it's quite universal in that way.
And some lessons for us today about what to do and what not to do, I think. And you're already working on season 2?
Yeah.
And that's set 1977 to 1980?
That's right.
So can you tell us a little bit about how things move ahead in season 2?
Yeah,
a teaser.
Alice, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's the first season is very much about the joy of finding the oil and the hope and what we're going to make, how we're going to make money and all of those things. And then season 2 is very much about when we start to ask the big questions. Is this good for us? Do we need this much money? Yes, we do, is the answer. Lots of accidents, bad things happen. So it's very much about measuring the cost of a life and how much we're willing to lose in order to make money. So that's a big question. Also safety, definitely, which wasn't much of an issue. You can see in the beginning they're wearing normal clothes. There's no hard hats, no nothing. So that starts to happen after a couple of really, really bad accidents offshore. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sadly, that sounds very dramatic.
Yes.
So I can't wait to see season 2. But good luck tonight. Congrats on your nomination, and thanks for being here, Mette.
Thank you. Thank you.